bottom left-hand corner of the map. This is where we're going to see Nooblex TP in and a big fight going to happen. Lots and lots of bats and lots of Wind Riders. Those Master Casters buffing up those. Look at, I mean, take a second and look at all those high-end casting things you don't hardly see anymore. A lot of those bats weren't able to detonate and do their damage there, which is unfortunate because this is really going to hurt the Orc player, because those Chimeras are just going to stay alive again. Those Scrolls of Protection being used on both sides, and now 2 ultimates. Wow, you're going to see Starfall and Tranquility. When have you ever seen that in a regular 1v1 game? Just really cool moments that you get to see, and just massive displays of really neato looking graphics, you know, that you hardly get to see anymore. So that's why you want to watch free-for-all games, to see things you don't normally get to see. So Nooblex says that was a bad TP. I think he might have been thought that he was in a worse position than he was, but that was actually really good TP by Justland. He should have gotten a little bit earlier. But you see that Blade Master again. That's what's costing him the game. That's his core DPS, and he hasn't yet got any way to really protect him and keep him alive. As soon as Nooblex knows where those knows which one's the Blade Master, he's going to be able to focus on them with the Chimeras, and he's only got 950 hit points. That's less hit points than that Shadow Hunter at the moment because of all his perflets, I'm not even saying it, Parapet, the Vitality booster things on his Shadow Hunter. So yeah, that Blade Master really hurting. Although he's level 8, he's got a lot. He does a lot of damage. He's pretty much a glass tank at this point, and he falls very quickly to those round of focus fire on the Chimeras. So at this point in the game, they're basically doing a lot of chatting, and throughout the game they do a lot of chatting to see who's on top, and Orange is basically in a position to throughout this match to where he could influence the outcome of the game by either attacking or not attacking, and he didn't attack. He was trying to play it nice all around. He was getting beat up early game, and he's been able to refortify his army, and now he's got enough power to be able to do something at this point. It's really annoying when I'm watching these replays and you look at the mini-map, because I watched with the fog of war off, and it shows all the different colors, and the base isn't even there, so I don't know if that's a bug or something, but I guess it's been happening forever, so working as intended, I'm guessing. Blade Master comes out, and again, like I said, look at that, 2 Helms of Valor on him. Claws of Attack plus 9, Claws of Attack plus 12. I think he moved over that other claw to maybe his Torn Chieftain. He must have sold it, because he had a Claws of Attack plus 6 earlier. You know, I mean, he's got a really good hero composition, just doesn't have any way of protecting that Blade Master outside of the heals from a Shadow Hunter. And once that pops, I mean, it's not going to take long for another wave of Chimeras to pick him off. So it just causes Nooblex to pay attention there. So there's supposed to be some bigger fights happening here. I guess that one that just happened was probably the bigger one. Maybe I'll speed through this again. Let me take a look at what's going on. Alright, this is the part of the game where it's like... It doesn't happen yet. In the 4th quarter, what's going to end up happening is Dosslin has to decide which elf to attack, and both elves are going to be camping inside their base, basically hoarding whatever gold they have and waiting for the perfect opportunity. And the one thing in free-for-alls that I found interesting is the amount of patience it takes to actually be successful. It's not the player. It's generally the players that are defensive and who defend well and who are patient and don't hurry things that do well, and who are successful. You know, it's the players who are rushing things and who make a lot of enemies early and who are really offensive, who usually end up losing it because they can't keep up that kind of pace, and they attack at inopportune moments just because they think they're more powerful there. So I guess we'll review what the heroes got again. Level 8 Blade Master for Dawson, level 7 Torn Chieftain, level 7 Shadow Hunter. You guys can check them out. Always be looking at the different hero levels, and that's how you can kind of decide who's doing better. Right now, it's obvious that Nooblex and Dawson are pretty much the 2 top people in this match here. Dark Elf Mirror is just sitting in his base. He's been doing that for the past 30 minutes, you know, not doing anything but maybe bringing his hero around the map to do a little bit of scouting, maybe scouting with 1 or 2 units, but he's just sitting in his base, massing up an army, using all that gold that he banked up, and he's going to wait until the most opportune moment to attack. I'm going to speed this up to 2x speed in 3 seconds, so if you guys want to, I'll give you guys a countdown and then move it up to 2x speed, and we'll watch the rest of it at 2x speed. So 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 2x speed. About 58 minutes I just passed, so if you guys are around there, then you're pretty close. And again, feel free to watch the replay again. at whatever speed you'd like. This is the fight that's happening now at Nooblex's base. Again, it's just a little hit and run. He wasn't even meant to do anything. He's just basically Dawson just wanted Nooblex to be at his base so his expansions would be clear for attack. Generally, you carry more than one scroll of town portal, but forcing Nooblex all the way back to his base left that middle gold mine that I was telling you that was so important wide open to attack. And now Nooblex doesn't have any expansions up. All of the 2 gold mines he had expansions at were expired, and that other gold mine's got about 1,200 gold in it right now. So nothing worthwhile at that point. So still no expansions for Nooblex, whereas the red players, Dawson was able to build up a lot of his, was able to bank a lot of his gold. Actually, no one's got expansions up running at this point. Pretty much all the gold mines out of commission at this point. That's what it's looking like. And it's just going to be sitting here waiting to decide which one to attack. So he's sitting here in the middle of the map. He's using his mirror image to use his Blade Master's mirror image to decide which one to attack, and he wants to see what he's up against. So he's obviously got some dots on that side and a really built up orange. I think that might have been the first time that he decided or found out that orange was so built up, because he gives the WTF, like, what did I do? Why did I screw that? Or how did I screw that up so bad by letting him live? Let me take a quick drink because talking for 30 minutes straight is killing me. Good old Mountain Dew. If you guys in Europe and other countries don't have Mountain Dew, see if you can get it specially shipped, because it's really one of the best sodas, or pops, or whatever you guys call it, soda beverages that are available out there. I drink it religiously. Mountain Dew. Do the do is what they used to say. All right. So Dawson making the decision to attack orange here in the next minute, and he really could have gone either way with it. It probably would have been a better idea to attack Nooblex, because Nooblex is the better player, and he probably would have, I mean, you could have suspected that he had more gold saved up, although that wasn't the case. Maybe he knew better than I would. I would have probably gone for Nooblex if it was me making the decision, but he figured he was able to beat Dark Elf Mirror earlier, and he was right in this decision, because he's going to end up beating him again at this match. So maybe he was okay leading him away. Said, not a big deal, I can beat him. The only thing that's going to cause problems here is his in being able to beat Dark Elf Mirror, even if Dark Mirror wasn't as good of a player and he's able to beat him with his micro, which you see his Wyvern micro is doing really, really good, keeping his Wyverns alive and taking out the Night Elf air. He had to use a lot of his bats, pretty much all his bats. All his bats are dead now. Orange is saying it in all chats, so Nooblex knows that, hey, if you're thinking about attacking, now is a good time, because it's going to take him a little while to get those bats back, and you'll have a good chance of beating him in a fight. So far, it doesn't look like Nooblex has had any problems taking care of that. He did force the TP back to his base. Nooblex did decide it was a good time to attack, and he was he was forced to abandon that attack on Orange's base to go defend his main base that he had, his only base left. And he does end up getting a town portal off on the Nooblex, forcing him back. So he was able to take off a lot of Orange bases and defend his base successfully. Again, this whole match, I was watching this, I was like, man, looks like Dawson has his beat. There's no way that Nooblex and the Orange player can come back from this. I mean, he is just on top of things. He's decimating everybody. He's taking total control, making really, really good decisions. The only things I ever saw him do bad, really, were losing his Blade Master a lot of the time. He lost him a whole bunch of times in this match and just wasn't able to keep him alive. And that, I think, hurt him a lot, but I didn't think it hurt him as much to make him lose the match. So now he's deciding to spread himself out a little bit, and he went to Nooblex's base. The mistake here is he didn't have bats with him. So these Hippogriffs are going to easily be able to take out those Wyverns. So he decides to bring his Shadow Hunter along with his ultimate and start channeling it. When have you last saw the Shadow Hunter's ultimate? Amazing. Jeez, this is so fun to watch. Seriously, I've never been that excited to watch free-for-all games. I've seen this replay 3 or 4 times, and seeing 300 plus damage crits and seeing all these ultimates go off is just really, really fun for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. So even though he didn't have those Hippogriffs, or those bats, he was still able to come off and do a pretty good amount of damage here. But again, he's in a position now where those Hippogriffs versus the Wyverns, and it causes a lot of problems. But he does really, really good control and is able to make what looks like a bad situation actually work out pretty good for him. But he is having to fight against 2 players. That TP almost went off, but it didn't go off. and he was going back to save his main base where orange is there with just like his heroes and a few chimeras, was able to take out his fortress. So having to fight two opponents at the same time, this is the whole kind of aspect of free-for-all. And this is